Just like, oh. Good evening, everyone. Will you please stand for our invocation and our pledge of allegiance? Our gracious Father, we come to you, giving you our praises and thanks, Heavenly Father. I ask, Heavenly Father, as we go through this meeting tonight, that you allow us with the wisdom that we need to do to make the sound decisions that we need to make for everyone in this parish, Heavenly Father. These blessings I ask in your Son, Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will begin our E911 meeting. Any additions or deletions? Guests and public comments? Our old business. A new business, item 1. Consideration of changing the date of the E911 Board of Commissioners meeting from Monday, July 20th, 2026 to Tuesday, July 21st, 2026 at 5 p.m.
So moved.
It's a motion by Mr. Justice,
Second.
second by Mr. Ross. Any discussion?
Why y'all making this change?
NACO.
This is something that I was asked to do by Jody. I'm not sure exactly the reason.
It's the NACO,
NACO?
and we won't be here. Any other questions? Okay.
And there's going to also be on the regular agenda for the police jury, the same thing, or no?
Okay.
All right. Roll call vote, Mr. Baker?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, motion passes. Item number 2, approve the May 18th, 2026 E911 Board of Commissioners minutes. A motion
So move.
Second.
by Mr. Baker and then by Mr. Raines. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Item number 3, authorize the payment of approved bills and accept the financial statements as of May 31st, 2026, and year-to-date actual report prepared by Dees Gardner CPA.
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Holmes,
Second.
second by Mr. Baker. Any discussion? Roll call vote, Mr. Baker.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Can I get a motion to, any questions? I'm sorry. Okay, anything to add? Can I get a motion to adjourn
Move.
by Mr. Raines and second by Mr. Justice? All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, moving into our regular meeting. We have a presentation of achievements and service award for Miss Michelle Hughes, 20-year service award. Miss Hughes, will you please come forward? This plaque says 20 years of service award presented to Michelle Hughes for your loyalty, diligence, and outstanding performance, presented by the DeSoto Parish Police Juror on this 15th day of June 2026. And I want to present that to you. And we get to turn around and take a beautiful photo together. That's where you want me to stand.
Whoever's taking the pictures.
Thank you. We're down to announcements. Any call for additions and deletions to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. Guest and public comments. We have Mr. Ryan, our auditor's report. Good evening again.
Good evening. Appreciate the opportunity to come visit with you guys, and I won't take much of your time. Before we get started, I just want to visit with my staff, and they made the comment that, out of the, I guess, 10-plus years we've been here, this would be one of the best years we've had as far as getting records and complete information and whatnot. So, Ms. Lilly, she's doing a good job. And then also, just before we get into audit, one thing that we're kind of starting to say in presentations like this is in no way does an audit report give absolute assurance that there are no material errors. In an audit, you plan based upon a materiality level, which is a pretty big number. So anyway, we just want to make sure you guys know that there's no possible way you could ever go through every transaction. And so it's based on a materiality number. So we'll start on, you all have the packet there. Did everybody get a report?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to just hit a few highlights. Page 3.
Like highlights.
Give you a second to get there. You've got two groups of numbers there, two kind of separate columns. The left column is as of December 31st, 25. Which is the end of your last fiscal year, and then on the right side is compared to December 31st of 2024. So you can see total assets, 166 million compared to 157 in the prior year, and then total liabilities, 15 million compared to about 18 million in the prior year. And so your net position, which is essentially the equity of the jury in total, 150 million compared to 139 in the prior year. Flip over to page 4. This is a high-level overview of all the funds and all the revenues and expenses all lumped together. Again, left side 2025, right side 2024. Total revenues for this fiscal year, 47 million compared to 46, so it's up about 1.2 million. And total expenses, 36.3 compared to 43.5. And you can see there, just kind of looking at the comparisons, some of the big changes. General government went up a little bit, but the biggest change there was sanitation went down from 13.6 to 6.7. So that's one of the big changes there when you're talking about the big difference in why those numbers are so different. So you get down about $11 million increase in your net position for the years compared to $2 million in the prior year. 2.6, I'm sorry, in the prior year. And then you get down at the bottom again to the 150 million that we described on the previous page. It's a clean audit opinion. There were 2 findings, and those are found on page 82, starting on page 82. First one is related to weatherization. Management's required to establish and maintain effective internal controls to achieve program objectives, comply with applicable laws and regulations, and ensure accountability over program operations. I think there were just some details in the paperwork and the required items that are needed for those federal dollars. And then the second one is similar. Second finding, you flip over to page 83. It's related to the HUD program, lack of documentation for annual housing quality standard inspections. So as a part of those federal programs, it's called a single audit and requires you to go in and you're stepping out of the scope of just financial numbers, and you have to go through what's called a compliance supplement as a part of the audit. And one of the issues was the annual inspection requirement. Many of the sampled files that we pulled, about 30% of them lacked documentation of that inspection. And so it may have been done, it may have not been done, but the documentation wasn't in the file, and that's the issue from our perspective. And I believe those were discussed in detail in the exit conference. we talk about it every year. You know, the last 10 years, the legislative auditor's gone back and forth requiring, in addition to the financial audit, what's called agreed upon procedures. And those as well are outside the scope of just dealing with numbers. They're more procedural. They dig into things that the state believes is where you would find fraud or misappropriation of money. Digs into credit cards and your policy and procedures, travel reimbursements, and there's a whole detailed list of that. That's the last few pages of the audit report. It starts on page 85. And so this year, last year, you only had to go back and address certain sections that had an exception in the prior year. But for this year's audit, December 31st, 2025, we're required to go back and go through the whole full list of all those procedures. And like I said, it's almost 10 pages long. And there was only one exception that's noted on the last page, and that was simply related to one of the bank reconciliations. Didn't include documentation of researching some outstanding reconciling items. And I believe that was related to the jury court script account. Is that correct? Yeah. So I think that's been discussed and that's addressed. But again, a tribute to your staff of 10 pages of, various procedures that, and you only have one minor little issue. I'd say that's a victory from a lot of the different things that we see in the course of our work. So all in all, a very good report. Appreciate the opportunity to work with the jury. We always like coming up here, and the staff. Ms. Jennifer Hawkins does a good job. She's one of our staff CPAs. And so if there's any other questions that we have, we'll try to answer those now, or we'll follow up if need be.
Ms. Burrell?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
When
Yes,
y'all
ma'am.
do audits, how do you go about what you're gonna audit?
Like I said, but before, it's based upon you take the numbers as they're received by us, and you total up the assets and revenue, and it's by fund. And some of those funds are considered major funds, some of them are considered non-major funds. And you come up with a planning materiality number. And so I think, for instance, that number for the general fund was $130,000. And you apply procedures to the financials and to each line item based upon that planning materiality number.
Okay, let's just say I wanted to do an audit on the road department.
Yes, ma'am.
Do y'all do that?
Yes, ma'am. That's included in the jury's total finances.
Okay, so you didn't find any inconsistencies?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're down to our president's report. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was looking at Mr. Norton. I went further and I apologize. I have none. I went that way. I apologize. Council's report.
None.
Administrative report.
Thank you, Ms. President. Item 1, website update. If y'all would direct your attention to the screens, or your screens, Donald should pull up the new you'll see that under the road department section of the website, there's a section now labeled highway maintenance. As can be read on the website, the DeSoto Parish Police Jury is responsible for the maintenance and repair of parish-owned roads. However, not all roads within the parish fall under the parish jurisdiction. Some roadways are owned and maintained by the state of Louisiana. And in those cases, the DeSoto Parish Police Jury does not have legal authority to perform the repairs or maintenance work. Residents who live on a state-owned roadway will need to contact the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, DOTD, the agency responsible for those roads. Information about state-maintained roadways, including maps, planning resources, can be found here. In addition, you'll see on there we've included contact information for our state representatives. This was done at a request. The president asked that we put this out there for the constituency. If they have issues on a state highway, they can come to our webpage and get that immediate access. DOTD has responded. You know, they have been doing some work as requested. You know, if for some reason someone can't get in touch with DOTD, I can send them email. They've been very responsive. When I send them, hey, we got this issue, they'll deal with it, you know, for the most part. We've had a good relationship with the DOTD office here, so, I mean, I don't look for that to change anytime soon, so.
How recently have we used them? How recently have they done something on our road?
I'd have to go check her now, honestly. I don't have that information at my fingertips, but, I mean, they're working all the time on their parish roads, I know that.
Well, let me ask you this question then about that. Okay, let's just say when y'all wanna pass a tax for the road department, and all the citizens have to vote on it. Do we think, is that fair for the people that live on the state highways to pay taxes for the road and?
So you're asking me if I think a tax is fair?
I mean, I'm just saying, what happened to the people that pay tax, that live on the state highway? Say, I'm one of them.
Well,
I live on the state highway, but when I go to the poll to vote to pass the tax for the road department, I wanna know why I got to pay the tax, why I'm included on that tax if y'all can't do nothing for our roads.
I'm sorry, Ms. Burrell, with all due respect, we have, about the tax issue is not on the agenda. He's just explaining about where our constituents can get information from. We would have to put that on the agenda as it relates to your comment about taxes and roads. So I apologize, we can't have that discussion.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have it, without y'all.
You're more than welcome to.
Item 2, Capitol Road updates. Linwood Road, this project is currently being advertised, and we open bids June 30th. Park Road, this project is underway. Currently, they're clearing and grubbing the construction area. The utilities should start relocation of their services soon, so construction of the road can begin. The project has a current contract time of approximately 280 days. Brown Road, as reported last month, we still anticipate construction to begin this summer. Nash Road, construction on this project started last week. White Springs Road, this project is currently being advertised, and we open bids June 30th. And the LCDBG Bird Streets project is slated to begin construction's time today, but I suspect due to the weather, that's probably been pushed off. Item 3, capital projects update, the new Stonewall compactor site. This project is under construction. The culverts for the creek crossing are in the process of being set to allow for the construction of the road into the compactor site, and the turn lane on LA 171 started the first week in June. The turn lane has a timeline of approximately 6 weeks, and we still anticipate the compactor site, including new road into the facility, to be completed by November of this year. The 4-H covered arena, drainage and dirt work started on June 4th. The design of the building is still ongoing, and the manufacturing time of the building will be the largest factor in the completion of this project. Therefore, if you will likely see a lot of activity as we complete the dirt phase and the drainage phase, followed by a period of downtime before the building is erected. Item KCS sewer project. This project is in the final stages and should be able to service the residents of the area soon. Once this project is completed and those new customers have hooked themselves up to the new sewer lines, then this entire sewer infrastructure will be turned over to the city of Mansfield per the agreement the jury made as a condition of constructing the infrastructure. The detention facility update. As you recall, this project was issued a notice to proceed in July of 2025. Since that time, they have made significant progress, even with the major weather events we have had. The completion of the slab and drainage was done in February and March of this year. At this time, the main building tilt wall panels have been completed. The metal building framing has been completed. The roofing has started. The block masonry has started, and the plumbing and electrical interior rough-in have started. This project is still slated to be completed on time, which will be sometime in late December of 26 or early January 27, barring any additional major weather events. Currently, the cost of construction on the detention facility is $8.6 million. The original contract was for $25.3 million. That leaves $16.6 million left to fund that project. That's my report tonight. It's kind of short, so does anybody have any specific questions?
I do, but you can't answer.
If you have a question, Ms. Burrell, you can ask your question.
I'd be glad to talk to you about that afterwards, Ms. Burrell.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, administrators. Huh? Oh, lobbyist is missing. So the lobbyist report, Chance. Good evening.
Good evening, members of the jury. Nice to be here with you today. You should have a written report in your folder from us. Wanted to just go over funding items that were appropriated during the session, and then talk about a few bills as well that either failed to pass or that did pass. So directly to the jury. In direct cash funding, y'all received $10,750,000 total, and that's $350,000 for GIS, $400,000 for generators, and then a $10 million appropriation for a leachate system at the landfill. There was a desire to, and there's language in the line item about that, but it's intended to either reduce or eliminate leachate discharge. It's a system that would do that, and the state saw that as an investment in y'all's public asset, which is the landfill. In awareness that you guys are a major payer of severance tax to the state, so this was a way for them to invest in back into the parish. So the next item is $5 million. It's actually not a direct appropriation to you, but it's an appropriation to the Office of Louisiana Highway Construction for the DeSoto Parish jury. So that entity was created last year, and it focuses on local roads. And so for whatever reason, they appropriated the money to that entity, and you guys will enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with that entity in order to receive those funds. The benefit of receiving dollars the way that you guys received them is that it's not an HB2, so you don't have match requirements. So that's useful. When you're in, HB2 money always has a 25% match. So that's a positive development for this year. You do also, in HB2, you do have your $30 million in P5. That is not real money, but that is an expression of the legislature's future intent to continue to fund a road program here in the parish. And then if you, just some other items that are not for the jury, but I just wanted to put on your radar, the DeSoto Parish School Board received a little bit over $1 million for traffic mitigation at the North DeSoto complex. The LSU Health Science Center has P5 money, which again is just future intent money for the Animal Research Center in Stonewall. The sheriff's office got $1.5 million as well for its substation. And then the DeSoto Parish Tourism Commission received just under $150,000, which is money that they get every year for operating, along with all the other parishes. The bills that failed to pass that I just wanted to highlight with y'all, I'm sure you're very aware, we always, or at least as long as I can remember, are having debates around centralized sales tax, whereby the state would be the tax collector. Those bills come every year, and they did fail to pass, which is generally viewed as a positive development for local government. all of the severance tax bills that were filed failed to pass, which we've grown accustomed to over the course of time. I will say that after the vote, they put it in that big package that the voters rejected, but for DeSoto, that the voters rejected, and there just doesn't seem to be a large appetite to tackle that issue in the short term because of the the impacts to the state general fund. So with that being the case, as you can see, we were successful in obtaining dollars this year, and until the issue is really fixed, you're going to have to continue to try to get dollars annually. There was also a bill that had a mandate for local government on doing utility mapping, so that would have been an unfunded mandate that failed to pass. And then, as is often the case, there was a push to try and let you guys do your public notices on your website instead of in the newspaper. And those bills failed to pass as well, as they always do. And then other bills that did pass, just to put onto your radar, this first bill, 746, they basically put a moratorium on truck permits for local government. So y'all can continue to operate within the regulations that you have, but if you were a parish that had not implemented truck regulations, you would not be able to do that for a year. And so that is an initiative of the trucking industry who, feel that every parish having their own regulatory structure for trucking is really, they would say it's difficult for them to comply with. There's been discussion around maybe the Police Jury Association, LMA, trying to standardize what regulatory dynamics should be for trucking. I can't tell you if that will ever happen, but they did do a 1-year moratorium. However, again, y'all already have your ordinance in place, so you can continue to conduct business as usual. This next bill, HB 595, really seeks to affirm yet again that the state is in control of oil and gas production. And so what this is basically saying is that if you take more than 30 days to issue your truck permit, that it's deemed to have been approved. And so I talked to Mr. Norton. I don't think we ever take 30 days to approve a permit. We also talked about the wisdom of probably having a real start to like the application being received, since there's now this statutory clock, right? So like, what does it mean to have applied for a permit? What triggers that time? The law doesn't say that, so I would suggest that the jury make a determination on what it means to have completed an application in a formal way. There were a couple other changes that I just wanted to flag, mainly for legal review, and that's they made some changes to garbage and trash contracts, which I don't really think affects the jury. Same thing here for 990, probably not relevant to the jury, but possibly it could allow more collections. There is a bill that allowed for certain ordinances to have higher fine authority. And then probably the most important one for y'all is, they made some changes to the minutes publication for local government, and then also they addressed the electronic voting matter that I know y'all have changed the way you operate, and then so this should allow you to revert back to being able to vote on the screen like y'all had done previously. And then they did raise the threshold. So right now, if you're doing design work that's in excess of $1 million, you have to hire it out. This raises that fee to $2 million that you could do design work if you have the staff to do design work, you could do it in-house. And then this last item, 164 by McMath, says that public works employees at the parish level are considered first responders in governor declared emergencies. When an emergency hits and it's declared, there's this process that they go through to determine, when a state and local government has exhausted their resources, and then there's federal, the president can make a declaration and then you get more resources. And so by allowing public works employees to count towards those numbers, that would be good. That's, if y'all are doing that work as part of a disaster, that's a good thing that it would be counted that way. And then, as I'm sure you're all aware, the congressional maps were debated and rewritten this year in a manner that places DeSoto Parish back in one single House district, which is currently held by the Speaker, Mike Johnson. So that concludes my written report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
So with the SB 41, that means we can go back using our little clickers?
Well, I knew that it was going through. I didn't know the effective date.
I'll look up the effective date now. You said 48?
SB 41.
41. It has been signed. It does not have an effective
Don't have
date
an
on the
effective
bill.
date.
All right,
Okay.
I'll chase that down for next meeting.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
We're down to our treasurer's financial report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You should have your financial report, and if y'all can see, there's no longer a watermark with the word written draft because the audit is finalized, so everything has been rolled over to the 2026 year. For the general fund, we received $5.8 million in revenues, while the expenses are at $3.9 million. We should be sending a reimbursement request for the LGAP for the KCS sewer project, so we should see that money coming in. The fire insurance rebate, we normally see that at the end of this month, 1st of July. You can see on the report that there was another loss on the investments for the month. Hopefully, they'll start kind of slowing down and moving the right direction. On the expense side, you will have some amendments that I will bring before you for the July meeting with an explanation of why some of those are needed on specific line items. Currently, at the end of May, the general fund has a net change of $1,836,314. In the road fund, we received $14.2 million in revenues. Our sales tax collections is up by 19%. This month's sales tax was increased by $1 million, has the same period last year. We have checked with the Sales Tax Commission, and that is due to the oil industry. So we're doing pretty good on that. The operation expenses for the road fund is at $3.2 million, while the capital expenses are at $6 million. The fund balance has a change. The fund has a net change of $4,805,875. Witness and jurors, revenues are at 45%, while the expenses are at 10%. The jail fund, we have received $885,004. That is collected in sales tax, miscellaneous revenue, and interest earnings. The operational expenses are at 44%, which is about 3% higher than expected. The correctional facility expenses total for this year is $4,487,291. That has been paid out to the contractor and the architect. The fund ending balance as of May after rolling the year is $5,877,805. And that's what we have in cash left. And you heard Mr. Norton's report. We have about 16 million outstanding. So we're probably gonna start dipping into that 11 million that we have from the sheriff. I would say probably the third quarter, of this year. But hopefully we won't have to dip into the whole $11 million. For the solid waste, we received 7.4 million in revenues. The operational expenses for the landfill are at 2.4 million, while the compactor sites are at $757,016. The fund has a net change of 4,166,202. Criminal court, we received 349,564 in revenues, while the expenses paid out are at $269,015. That's a net change of 80,549. Office of Community Services, total revenue collected is 18,422, while the expenses are at 492,557. A net decrease in the fund balance in the amount of 474,135. A deficit in the amount of 293,261. Good news there, though. We did submit a request just last Friday in the amount of 123,542. Hoping to have another reimbursement submitted to the state by the end of the month, first week of July. And as you notice on the audit, we did have 2 findings within that department. Staff is working with that department to get back into compliance. There was some issues there, new staff and the department, the Louisiana department being shut down, the federal government. So there's been lots of factors that have caused that department to kind of be in limbo on some of the stuff, but we're dealing with it, trying to recoup our money back as fast as we can. Airport funds, revenues are at 6.7%. The investment has a loss. The grants, revenues on that will start coming as soon as the construction on those projects start, which we did bid one out, so that should start pretty soon. I want to bring the attention to the fuel sales. They are up by 50%. However, on the expense side, we are over budget on that already at 100%. That will be one of the amendments I'll bring to you in July. But the overall expenses is at 12.66%. Rental assistance revenues that are 49% and expenses at 48%. Animal services revenues at 95%, while the expenses are at 39%. Sinking fund, no activity there. Account has a balance of $3,246. Our self-insurance, we have transfer and receive premiums from employees totaling $1 million with $12 at the end of May. And we paid out $925,750, which consists of admin fees, claims, and prescriptions. The fund has a net change of $74,262, with a fund balance in the amount of $119,271. We're supposed to get a stop loss reimbursement totaling $143,000. Hopefully, we'll see that money come in the next week or so. Disaster relief recovery, we paid out $1,169,458 for the storm cleanup. Have not transferred the $800,000 as of the end of May. Working with FEMA, was on the phone with them today, so hopefully we can wrap that up and start getting some money back for that. Does anybody have questions?
Okay, can I get a motion to accept the financial statement as of May 31st, 2026 and year-to-date actual report, please?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Jones.
Second.
Second. So by Mr. Baker. Roll call vote. Mr. Baker.
Aye.
Ms. Burrell.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Approval of minutes. Now, item number 4, May 18th, 2026, Administrative Committee, public hearing and regular meeting, June 1st, 2026, Administrative Budget and Finance, Road and Solid Waste Committee meeting. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Mr. Ross? Second.
I second.
Second by Mr. Jones. Roll call votes, Mr. Clark?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Old business. Authorize the president to sign the certificate of evidency, public approval of bonds pursuant to section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended, Capital Area Finance Authority. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
By Mr. Justice, a second.
Second.
By Mr. Baker. Roll call vote, Mr. Oh, I'm sorry. Any discussion questions? Okay, roll call vote.
Aye.
Ms. Burrell?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. New business. Appoint the Mansfield Enterprise as the official journal of the DeSoto Parish Police Jury for the ensuing year in accordance with Louisiana law, and authorize the publication of all official proceedings, notice, ordinance, resolutions, and other matters required by law to be published therein.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Justice,
Second.
second by Mr. Holmes. Roll call vote,
Any
Mr.
questions?
I'm sorry,
Any discussion?
I'm getting ahead of myself.
No problem. Do
Aye.
they ever attend on our meetings? They don't have a
Do they?
representative, anybody from the paper attend our meetings? They don't.
Think so.
I haven't seen it.
No, I mean, maybe a couple years ago,
Yeah.
you asked for someone to attend, they were supposed to, and they didn't attend. But I don't recall, since then whether anybody has or not.
We haven't. Have
I
we
don't,
ever had
not to my recollection.
Yeah.
Watch it on YouTube?
Yeah, but
We can't get around
Everybody don't
this.
get
We
YouTube.
have to
and I
have.
think the state required that our minutes be public, our meetings be publicly. So we need to address that,
But they are in there.
huh?
They're in there. Our minutes.
Okay. What you saying? Our minutes are in or something?
You're asking, are they public? They're
Right.
They're published. They're in there.
Someone sent them.
Yeah, they sent them. They're,
They're in,
yes, sir.
but our staff have to send them.
Yes,
That's
sir.
correct. Yes, sir.
See,
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's required by law, Arnell. We have to send it to them to advertise them.
I thought it was by law they have to publish them.
No, they do have to, we have to send it to them, though.
They don't come to meetings and get
No,
firsthand?
no, sir. No, sir.
Oh, man, when did that start?
That's been,
They take your word.
I mean, I can request that they attend, but
At least one meeting. One meeting, right, some, I mean, we have people come in, like we award other athletic, that'll be good for them to take pictures and, do a story about that. But,
Maybe we need to notify them ahead of time and ask them to come.
yeah,
I'm sure they know.
yeah.
I'm sure.
They're on our list. We notify them. Jody sends an email to them
To
about
them?
everything. Yes, sir.
okay.
They just need a personal phone call from
Yeah, I
them.
know that, I think, I used to go to school in Natchitoches, so I know the owner is from Natchitoches, so let's make a visit. Let's make a little visit.
Okay, any other questions or concerns? Okay, roll call vote, Mr. Baker.
Aye.
Ms. Burrell?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Let's sit in there, man.
All right, item number 7, consideration of changing the date of the regular meeting of the DeSoto Parish Police Jury from Monday, July 20th, 2026 to Tuesday, July 21st, 2026, due to an anticipated lack of quorum on the original scheduled meeting date.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Jones,
Second.
second by Mr. Ross. Discussion. This is because we will, again, the NACO, right?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 8, authorize the Juneteenth correlation to utilize the DeSoto Alumni Park for its Juneteenth celebration and related activities on June 18, 2026, subject to all applicable parish rules, regulations, and any required permits or insurance documents. May I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Jones and Mr. Ross. Discussion?
Yep, of course,
Yes,
if I
ma'am.
might ask one.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder, when we start doing this.
They-
when
they-
you got
they-
the-
The only reason it came before the jury is because we didn't get the information from them until really late in the game. I actually just met with the Juneteenth Coalition. Tasha, you want to come up and speak? You can, but I gave them a copy of the application. So because they wanted it so quick, that's why it went before the jury. Normally,
Move it over to the multicultural center this year because I think this is the first year y'all got the water pads to working.
Yes, the
And we thought that would
splash
be an
pad.
added asset to the smaller kids to do the water pads. So that's really what we were trying to do, and it's a bigger space for us. I also want to thank each and every one of y'all for your donation that y'all have supported us for the last 13 years, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
and I don't anticipate any issues, Mr. Bell. She has the insurance information. You know, they know about the security deposit, which is refundable, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, I just wondered when we started that, cause I. know
Again,
some other
it's just they came to us so late. It needed to be, the jury made that decision. I didn't have the authority to make it right then and there, so.
Any other questions? Anyone? Roll call vote. Mr. Baker?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Executive session in compliance, item number 9, executive session in compliance with LARS 4217, number 2, strategy sessions or negotiation with respect to collective bargaining, prospective litigation after formal written demands or litigation when an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body. Notice of executive session. The DeSoto Parish Police Jurors providing notice pursuant to LARS 4217 that it will be convening for an executive session as authorized by LARS 4217A2, and that it intends to enter into the session for the purposes of discussing the lawsuit filed by David B. Means et al. Against the DeSoto Parish Police Jury in United States District Court, Western Division of Louisiana. Shreveport Division Civil Action Number 523 CV 00669. The discussion in this executive session will be limited to matters exempt from the opening meeting requirements set forth in Louisiana law. No final or binding action will be taken during this executive session. Can I get a motion for us to go into our executive session?
Make the motion.
Second.
Ross, motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Justice. Roll call vote, Mr.
Aye.
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 Mrs. Burrell.
I'm thinking.
Mr. Baker.
Aye.
I gotta wait, Miss Burrell. Was it
I say aye.
okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear either.
Okay, so we will go into our executive session. Can't take this.
I know, what you
Jody warned you, didn't you?
You told me that night. I just thought about what you said to me.
I don't have everybody in here.
No, I know.
They're saying.
You gotta wait, sometimes people forget. So you gotta make a motion to reconvene. Yep.
All day, I've had this on my mind.
With my nuggets on the.
It did, because I thought it was gonna be still. I wonder if I can reconvene.
Oh, yeah.
Number 10?
Huh?
Motion to reconvene?
Yeah.
You
I
can
think
go ahead and do
it's fine. I just want to make on the, okay, can I get a motion to reconvene?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Justice, second by Mr. Ross. Yeah. Roll call vote. Mr. Clark?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are reconvened. Item number 11. Take action if necessary on matters discussed during the executive session.
I'd like to make a motion, Ms. Trina.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to consult plaintiff counsel about exploring amicable resolution and stay the litigation.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Holmes, a second by
Latham.
Mr. Latham.
Mr. Latham. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, Mr. Baker?
Aye.
Ms. Burrell? Aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolutions, item number 12. Authorize the president to sign resolution number 20 of 2026 approving the holding of an election in the Fire Protection District 5 of the Parish of DeSoto, State of Louisiana, on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026, to authorize the renewal of a special tax therein.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Justice,
Second.
second by Mr. Baker. Discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 13, adopt resolution number 21 of 2026, authorizing the president to execute any necessary documents with Patent Water Technology LLC for implementation of a pilot MOP water restoration, MACC MOP water restoration system test at the Mundy landfill, leachate detention pre-treatment pond with DeSoto Parish Police Bureau, cost limited to electrical usage not to exceed $1,000.
So move.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Baker, second by Mr. Holmes. Discussion?
Have they given us any framework of exactly what it is they need?
Yes, they had a back and forth discussion with our engineering department about how this would be implemented, and then I drafted up a document that outlines the respective obligations between the parties.
And the engineering department's on board with it?
Yes, they had raised some concerns, and those were addressed, and everyone's who's been looking at the details of this is satisfied.
Okay.
Any other questions or discussions? Roll call vote, Mr. Baker?
Aye.
Ms. Burrell?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 15, authorize the president to sign resolution number 23 of 2026 approving the,
14.
I'm sorry, where am I?
14.
14, I'm ahead of myself, I apologize. Authorize the president to sign a resolution number 22 of 2026 establishing a policy prohibiting parish road employees and equipment from performing maintenance, construction, or other work on state highways. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
By Mr. Justice,
Second.
second by Mr. Raines. Discussion?
Don't we already have this in place?
No, sir.
No.
There's no,
Even though it's a law, it's still not in place here.
Mr. No-
Since this part on the agenda, can I ask my
Yes, ma'am.
question that I had earlier?
Oh.
Cause this policy saying, it goes right back to what I'm saying about everybody pay taxes whether they stay on the, for road department, whether they stay on the state highway or not. What I'm asking is it fair to the people that live on these state highways to pay those taxes? And we saying that they being left out. They're saying we gonna get left out. If you live on the state highway, we gonna get left out, but yet we gonna pay taxes. That's what I'm saying. I can't see that.
I live in the city limits. I mean,
We gonna get no services. We gonna pay the taxes. We gonna help pay the taxes, but we ain't gonna get no service out of the roads.
I live in the
Our
city.
roads
Are we gonna
need
fix the
fixed.
city roads too?
Cause there's a lot of people live on state highway that might not travel Parish Road. I mean, take me. If I leave Mansfield, I'm going to Shreveport, it's gonna be all state. I very seldom travel a parish road unless it's some of my roads that I'm looking to fix, and I'm doing it because I'm a juror. I mean, I'm just honestly saying, really for real. Think about it. If them people, when we get ready to ask for a renewal on the tax, everybody live on the state highway, tell us no, then we gonna be in trouble. I just want y'all to think about what we doing before we make these rash decisions. We might wanna think that over. Because you are leaving, you will be leaving these people that live on these state highways. It's like saying, we gonna buy the Cadillac, but y'all gonna drive it.
Yeah, they could try.
That's the only thing I'm trying to get y'all to understand. If we pass this, you eliminating these people that pay the same taxes that the people on Parish Road pay.
Mr. Justice.
so in essence, are we telling
I'm
people?
sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on, Mr. Jones, Mr. Justice. Right.
I think we can still help everyone, even if they live on the highway, by attempting to contact directly the state when they're not doing something they should be doing. But I don't think it's right for us to spend taxpayer money and break the law when it's an obligation for the state to do.
Mr. Jones.
I don't know, we you know, we're telling you're really handicapping people or making them having a disadvantage of people who live on state highways, who just need help, just a driveway connection or whatever they might need, other than fixing the state road or fixing something within their yard. You know,
Well, I don't think it applies for handicap stuff like that. That's different. That's outside the state's right of way.
right.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Yeah, I think we should push harder on our state elected officials on getting our state highways fixed. Just like our constituents push on us to get our parish roads fixed. I live in the city. I don't expect the parish to come fix my city road. When my city roads get damaged, I expect the city to fix the city roads. So I don't feel like we should be working on state highway roads. Just my opinion.
Any other legal?
Unless somebody wants to.
Any other report?
Yeah, but-
I'm sorry, Mr. Ross.
But at the same time, we are still fixing roads in the city. They come with a CEA. They might buy the material, but we do the labor.
Yep.
Kind of the same scenario.
And that's meeting halfway. Right now, the state's not doing anything,
I
is what
mean-
we're being told.
Take Mansfield. Mansfield, we got one street that I can remember that we done fixed since this last term in Mansfield. Cause Mansfield can't afford to pay for the materials. And most of the time, the materials cost less than what we have to pay to do the work. The labor the one do the cost. And especially when we paying contractors. It costs a whole bunch of money to do within these townships and city limits. And it's not fair to everybody paying these same taxes, y'all. It's not fair. I just want to be fair to all people, all the people in every town, every city, everything, on every road. It's about being fair.
Mr. Norton, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones.
Each juror is allowed a certain amount of money, right? But to spend within their district on projects or whatever they fix them, right?
No.
They changed
When we drop the ward system, we drop that system.
Mr. Jones, I hear your concerns, and Ms. Burrell, I hear yours too, and I understand your perspective about the fairness argument. I had my least favorite probably law professor would start every torts class with a phrase, "It just doesn't seem fair." So sometimes under the law, things don't seem fair. And I hear your concerns, but with that said, there is a statutory and structure, and the state is responsible for the state roads, the parish is responsible for the parish roads. There's specific authority to allow the parish to enter into agreements with incorporated districts within its parish. So even though those might seem like analogous concepts, they're not exactly analogous under the law in terms of state versus parish versus a municipality. And in terms of your concerns, Mr. Jones, I hear them, but under 33, 12, 36, as we've discussed, it's very clear. Police juries may maintain private driveways within the right-of-way of a public road or highway owned by the parish when such maintenance serves a public purpose, but only to repair damage done by the public. So your authority as a governing body in that regard is just limited. And I respect your desire to advocate for your constituents and try to address their concerns. But in terms of the legal authority that you have to do that on a state highway, I just can't find any. And so I'm afraid that's going to be the answer for your constituent in terms of the private driveway, that it's a state road and the parish doesn't have the legal authority to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone. If this is done, I don't wanna come back and see us not turning one person down, cause see, I remember when they did the new highway going from Stonewall to I-49, and we put in some curving right there, that's a state highway. See, I got a problem with not doing it for one and do it for another. I mean, just take Henderson Lane that they took out the system to keep from putting one down, one curving, but right down the road, on Long Road, and that's private. They put a curve in there. I ain't saying nothing, I kept it to myself. But I got pictures, I knew when they was putting it in, the whole nine. So if we gonna do this, then we need to do it for everybody. Don't do it for one. Every time I pass Stonewall School, I look over there, see all them big curves. We did that, and they right across people's driveway. And just like I see it, our constituents will see it. And then they want to call us and say, well, why they can do it on this road and we can't get nothing done? But it's going to be these same people. It's going to be consequences because these going to be the same people that y'all going to have to ask to renew that road tax. And I guarantee you, people waking up. Ever since we've been on YouTube, people see what goes on in these meetings and they waking up to it.
So, Mr. Norton, with that being said, going back to your administrative report, so as long as we're trying our best to do our due diligence, to put numbers out there and taking phone calls of individuals who can't get in touch with the state, is that what you're saying? That we're trying to reach out to the state for them in some cases where this is in the state right away, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions or concerns as it relates to item number 14?
Everybody need to be leaning on on the state to take care of their people then. I can tell you that. The state ain't
I'm sorry,
doing
item.
nothing.
And
We're on item, we're
Yeah.
on 14.
Any other discussion on
Any,
item 14?
any other item, any other discussion on
it's,
item
it,
14?
it's just a hard pill for the public to swallow when we've been doing it for like 50 years, you know. I don't have a problem with it just for the public, you know, so we've been doing it wrong the whole time. Exactly so what we're saying.
I wouldn't necessarily say fully wrong. I would just say maybe not in so accordance with the law. I mean, I don't want to say we totally just been doing it wrong for 50 years.
I'm good.
You know, am I right? Now, I know we were doing some things right. I ain't gonna throw myself out there like that.
Well, work has been done.
Yes.
A lot.
Well, and
May
to a certain-
may I say something?
Yes, sir.
I agree with just about everything y'all have all said. And from time to time, the jury has had moments of clarity. Y'all did have a moment of clarity in 2018 when y'all passed a policy, or not a policy, y'all made a motion to cease doing this work on state highways, but y'all never adopted a policy. Y'all never formally passed a resolution. I'm just saying, this is a moment of clarity to clarify for the public, to have them direct their concerns to their representatives, which they need to, and to DOTD. And my office and the road department will help facilitate that. But they've, from time to time in the past, they'll get calls from constituents who live on state highways, and they'll want us to come and do the work, and it's not legal. We can get in trouble. And that's been a concern that's echoed through my road department. I'll get a call frequently. Can we do this work? I'm like, no, if it's a state road, we're not supposed to be doing that work. This is just clarified. This is another moment of clarity for the jury. Y'all have had these before my administration. And, I mean, I applaud y'all for doing that. And my heart goes out to you, Ms. Burrell. The people who live on the state roads, I don't live on a parish road. I'm a constituent. I pay a lot of taxes. I pay a lot of taxes in this parish. As y'all's administrator, I live in the town of Stonewall. Town of Stonewall maintains our roads as best they can. The parish doesn't maintain our roads, but we pay that same tax, and it's a privilege to live in DeSoto Parish. I consider it a privilege because I love this parish. I moved my family here more than 12 years ago because of the economic opportunities that exist here, because of the improved infrastructure that we've had here, over a time period with the benefit of the tax revenues that have been coming in through the oil and gas. Now, there's an inverse relationship with that. With all that benefit, we're getting our roads destroyed. That's part of the push that we've had to go to the state to try to get the severance tax to fix those issues. But ultimately, it becomes, it's not our responsibility because the state says, and I'm not in favor of it because the state puts a lot on us. They're called unfunded mandates. But I think it's just, it's a moment of clarity for the jury, for the employees, to understand what we're supposed to do and to help the constituents. If we have and I will do that. I take phone calls at night about roads. I will direct my people. If it's a state highway, I will get them in touch with the DOTD officials. The website will give them that avenue, that portal that they can get in touch with those officials. So I'm here to say, I agree. Ms. Burrell, you and I agree on this. There's a lot of people who live on state roads or in the towns who don't get the benefit of that tax. That tax is a privilege for living in my opinion, one of the best parishes in the state of Louisiana. So that's all I have to say.
Down to any other discussion? If not,
The only thing I wanted to add was it also opens us up for liability. Somebody gets out there because of the repair that we made or while we're doing the repair, makes us liable.
roll call, we're down to our roll call vote.
Oh, you
I'm
don't
sorry.
turn the road tax bill, don't you?
Roll call vote, Mr. Baker. Item
Aye.
number 14.
No.
Aye.
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 No.
Motion passes. Item number 15, authorize the president to sign resolution number 23 of 2026 approving the holding of an election in DeSoto Parish Ambulance Service District, State of Louisiana on Saturday, December 12, 2026, to authorize the renewal of a special tax therein.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Baker,
Second.
second by Mr. Holmes. Discussion?
Question,
Yes.
why couldn't we have it November 3rd, when there's already gonna be another election?
There'll be fewer people at the December 12th.
I don't have an answer.
Why does it have to be the 12th instead of the 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't file the paperwork soon enough to get it done in November, so they do it in December.
Okay,
That's what it is.
did know that one.
Cost us more money.
Any other questions in regards to item number 15? Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Administrative items. Authorize the president to sign 3 service agreements for the DeSoto Parish Police Jury Lift Station and amend the general fund budget in the amount of $11,270 for the required control system. Can I get a motion, please?
I move, so move.
Okay, by Ms. Burrell. Second.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Baker. Discussion. Okay, roll call vote on item number 16. Mr. Baker?
Aye.
Mr.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Budget and finance items. Amend the travel budget by $2,500 for the NACO convention.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Raines.
Justice.
Mr. Justice.
Yeah.
Second by Ms. Burrell. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Mr. Baker?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Road items. Item number 18, approve the E911 naming of Craig Private Lane off of Voss Drive in Stonewall Woods Subdivision, District 1A.
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Holmes,
Second.
second by Mr. Raines. Discussion. Okay, roll call vote. No discussion? Okay, let's start. Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 19, authorize the E911 naming of Backwoods Bend Private Drive off Highway 84, District 1A.
1C.
1C, I apologize.
So moved.
Motion by Mr.
Second.
Who's made the motion?
Justice.
Mr. Justice, second by Mr. Raines. Discussion? Roll call vote, Mr. Baker.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 20, authorize the road department to install speed bumps on Hines Road and Fields Road based upon the survey response. Motion.
So move.
Motion by Mr.
Second.
Jones, second by Mr.
It's in the
Mr. Holmes.
It's in the neighborhood.
It's in full.
Discussion.
Yeah, but it's in the neighborhood, not like on a through road or anything
I'm
like that.
assuming it's in a neighborhood.
It was,
Okay.
that was in the committee meeting.
Okay, it was in a neighborhood. Okay, roll call vote, Mr. Clark.
Aye.
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 Mr. Joseph?
Aye.
Oh, wait.
All right, motion passes. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second. Anybody say, all in favor? We are adjourned.
Thank you.